of fame. Let's go.
You are now watching 14Asports on 15MOFE.com.
Welcome to the 14Asports Radio Show. And here we are with the smooth landing. Al Walsh is the name. 14A is the gang. To my left, Richie, the one-by king. Richie K is in the building. What's going on, Richie?
How much?
All right, and to his left,
Can't outdo that.
as always, it's the same threesome that you love so much. Rounding it out. Irish Burn, what's up, baby?
What's up, man? Had a nice day today. I was out.
He was sunning.
Man at 7th Street. Yeah, I was sunning, taking it all in. Beautiful day out today. You know, keep the block safe, keep the riff away, and yeah, so ready to rock and roll, man.
Absolutely. All right, so we got a great show coming up tonight. Tara Flynn, former Bayonne High basketball star. She's a member of the illustrious 1,000-point group that the school has. She's going to be live in studio here. She's at Adelphi University right now.
Delphi, close enough.
Delphi. We'll iron those kinks
The
out
old,
as we go
the old
along.
Panthers.
We've been trying to iron that one out since 7 o'clock.
I was like, she goes to Philadelphia? Good for her. Speaking of Philadelphia, how about my boy Don Brown? Just
Where did he come from?
the minor leagues.
I know, but he was a huge prospect, and then
He sure was.
he really turned it on this year.
Yeah, he did.
I'm super happy for him.
We're going to get more into baseball in a little bit. I just want to make sure you guys are checking us out. 14Asports.com. Always got the great articles up there. If you're out and about, doing whatever you like to do in your normal day, 15MOFE.com is where you go to download the app on your cell phone and listen to us on the go. The big story right now in sports, this PED scandal is just everywhere.
Hold on, before we start that,
Uh-huh.
I saw your one of the tweets you sent out. You said you had a big announcement. What's up with that?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
you're promising
All
some,
right,
I don't even know what it is.
Really?
No.
You must have not been listening to the group chat today. Or
Well,
check.
you have to
listen to a
read the
chat.
group chat.
Well, I don't know if you got that audio chat, whatever. But so the big breaking news is coming up at 9 o'clock for the Coles News Network. You're gonna have to you're gonna have to stay tuned to that for that big one. We got a huge guest that we're gonna be interviewing. Not gonna be live in studio next week, but we're gonna do a little pre-recorded set, and we'll have that for you guys next week.
All right.
That's big.
Yeah, it's big. It's big. You guys definitely want to stay tuned for that announcement.
Charles Barkley? That's terrible.
I'm coming on this damn show. You
terrible show
can't
you got
gamble
there.
on this show.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He probably don't even know. You don't know.
I was down at Shore last weekend, and I was playing dollar billiard at the bar. But here was the problem. We started off and no one had bills.
Right.
So we all threw in $10 and we played with the bar straws.
Ooh.
It was unbelievable.
That's a good one.
Yeah, no, it's improvising at its finest.
That is
done.
good.
For those of you that don't know dollar bill, y'all,
All right.
I don't know. You should know it.
I also forgot to mention the fact that Joey Stevenson will also be on the show tonight.
Yeah.
After Tara Flynn, he is the starting center for prep football team over there.
Yeah.
Always have a great team over there. So we're very interested to hear what he has to say when he does finally get here.
Ask him about the whole baseball steroid things, huh?
Oh,
What
yeah.
do you think about that?
Let's get into that right now. I mean, if you like baseball the way that it is today, well, you better cherish it because it's not going to be that way too much longer coming up
What is
soon.
that? I don't even know what that means.
It means, they're starting to crack down. The game is going to be flipped upside down. A lot of your
I disagree with that.
a lot of your
Wholeheartedly.
favorite players are going to be taking it right on the chin. A-Rod's going to be
He's not even
probably
playing
never going
this
to
year.
play again. Ryan
Good.
Braun, who vehemently is just denying the fact that he's guilty of this. And let's start off with Ryan Braun.
They should strip his MVP from that season.
That's ridiculous. That's asinine.
Why?
No, they shouldn't.
Why not?
How you
Oh
doing?
shit!
What up, Hep?
Bags in the building.
And he brought some beer. Good
Yeah,
man.
we got a cooler over there. Help yourself.
Oh yeah.
You
So
guys,
why
baby.
shouldn't I, Mo?
Strip his MVP?
Why? He cheated that year.
What's the slippery slope?
He tested positive that year.
Did he get found guilty of it?
No, they let him go
No.
on.
So he technically he didn't get found guilty. He absolutely
Well,
didn't.
now they're
So
finding
where
him
does that
guilty.
stop? But where does that stop? And no, now they haven't found him guilty. Did he fail a test? These headphones are killing me. Did he fail a test? No, how is he found guilty? They found some scumbag who made up some biogenesis thing, and they found his records, and now he's going to say they did drugs
So they
or
can't
whatever.
suspend these guys now?
I think they're going to. I don't see them getting suspended ever. I really don't. Not
Wow.
what they've presented thus far. Absolutely not. Nor should they be. So what? This guy says they did it, so it has to be true.
Yeah.
Why are we taking his word? Ridiculous.
All right, the live guest has walked into the building.
What up,
Got a
T?
Got a
How
lot
we
of
doing?
got a lot of foot traffic going on here
Yeah,
at the
lot
get-go.
of action.
So, all right. So to get back on Braun real quick, I think you're right. You can't take this MVP trophy away because in essence he's already won it. You're not gonna go back in the time
How about we
machine
start
and-
taking World Series from the Yankees?
Hey,
You
hey.
should. Oh, I love that.
That wasn't the whole
I
team.
love
How
that.
about Giambi, Clemens, Pettit,
affects me.
A-Rod?
The
What are
whole
you kidding me?
gang. The
Are
whole
Are you
gang.
kidding me?
can't
Robbie
take rings
Cano's
away
name's
from
going to come out in this
everybody.
biogenesis.
No.
Melky Cabrera, they were boys with A-Rod. That's all going to come out.
Oh, yeah.
But nor
Oh,
should
yeah.
they. You can't go retroactively take stuff away. That's crazy. How about Canseco in '88? He admitted to doing steroids. Did they take his MVP away? Mike Greenwell wants it. He came in second. Did they give it to him? No. This steroid, it's all a big witch hunt, and it's ridiculous is what it is.
Well,
You
yeah.
got to get it under control. Something has. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Now, Rich.
Why is it ridiculous?
Well, hold on, Rich. How do you feel about it?
How do you know they even did it?
Oh, you're right. You're right there. How do you know they did it? Because the guy said so. You're right. But
I like that. Say that again.
you're right. You're like most times.
I was gonna say that's a rare occurrence.
Oh! Well, we know you're a liar.
Yeah, but I'm not in that.
No,
clique.
but seriously, I mean, do I think that Ryan Boyd did steroids? They're not even steroids anymore. They're PEDs.
Right.
Absolutely, 100%. I think he did them. A-Rod, absolutely, 100%. Melky, no doubt about it. I think they all did them. But there's no proof on the table. They never even failed the test. They didn't fail the test.
Well, technically, Braun did.
Technically, he
but
did
he
it,
got
actually.
he got away on complications of the whole thing.
No, but they said that the chain of custody could have
Mishandled
affected the
piss
test.
sample or something.
Do I think
Yeah,
he did it?
no.
Of course he did it. No doubt about it. But those are the procedures. He wasn't found guilty.
Nah, the technicalities that he got off on are absolute horse ass. Okay, horse ass.
It was a
Hey,
chain
that's
of
what you
custody
pay good
issue.
lawyers for, though.
Well,
Right.
that's the other point. Alex Rodriguez already hired the best criminal defense attorney in the country. There's no. If they get suspended, I'd be very surprised. Very surprised.
Love to see A-Rod
Here's
get
the- here's
suspended
the
and
other
never
thing.
play another game.
Here's the other thing. There's two, with A-Rod and Braun, no one likes A-Rod. A-Rod's an easy guy to dislike,
Right.
really. Even if your Yankee fans don't even like him. He's kissing himself in the mirror, getting fed popcorn by Cameron Diaz, getting body slammed by his jacked up girlfriend. No one likes A-Rod. He's an easy target.
Right.
That's why they're going to. And second, with Braun, like we were talking about before, he beat that test. MLB is pissed, man. They're pissed. That's why they're going after this so hard. If they get suspended, I'd be very, very surprised.
I don't think it's anything to be surprised about. MLB has this they have this agenda that they're going for right now. And how are you going to stop them if they say, all right, well, this is the testimony that we got from Bosch. This Tony Bosch, the guy who was running the clinic. If he has testimony and they have records, in this day and age, that could be enough to get it done right now.
Testimony and records?
Oh yeah.
You come up with like credit card records that says, "Hey, Ron bought this and this." and
Actually,
that.
it's already come out that everything was paid in cash, and he kept his record on a legal pad. Like
Did
so.
he pay in singles?
Look at the
pen.
Staples
No,
plug.
For real. No, he did. This guy's a joke. It's an absolute. You know what I don't understand? Here's the biggest thing I don't understand. Braun and A-Rod have unlimited resources, essentially, right? Why are they dealing with this clown? Can't they get some smart dude that could keep everything under wraps and juice them up that way?
Not only that, you should have a
That's
flunky
crazy.
handling all this business. His
I
name,
agree.
this, that. Your name should never be.
I
on the
think
list.
they're just if they're. How do you get caught? I think half of baseball. I think half of everyone in professional sports.
half these
on
athletes
the
aren't very
collegiate
smart.
level. Yeah, well, they should be smart.
More than
I
half.
agree.
More than half. We gotta go with that. Now look at some of the Yankee ties on this list. You got Melky, as we said, Francisco Cervelli. What?
I know.
He must not have been taking them the right way or something.
Giambi.
Bartolo Colon.
How was he Yankee for like a year?
Man, but
He
still
had a
was.
pretty good year.
Yeah, he did.
Well, I wonder why.
But that's the other thing. Just because you do this stuff doesn't mean you're going to be great. Look at the one guy they suspended 100 games. He's a career minor leaguer. It doesn't, it might give you a little bit, but you're not going to become a Hall of Fame player just because you take PEDs.
All right, look at Cervelli.
That's right, Cervelli. And you know what I find interesting with the whole Cervelli thing? Cervelli is more important to the Yankee team this year than A-Rod is, because as a Yankee fan, you tell me, do you expect A-Rod to play a game? No. Cervelli you need. Cervelli's having a pretty good year.
I don't want to see him play a game.
Right, no one wants A-Rod anyway. Actually, that's the best thing that could happen for the Yankees if he did
That's
get
what I
Yeah,
mean. Yep.
yeah, definitely. So maybe that doesn't sound like such a bad
Find a way
idea
to avoid
after all.
that contract and throw him out of
There's
town.
no.
Just pay the
There's the
guy.
other thing. There's no shot in the world that contract will ever be voided. It will not be. There's
Just
no
pay
chance of it happening.
Whatever.
There's no chance of that happening.
If the Mets could pay Bobby Bonilla,
Yeah, well-
we could pay A-Rod.
Well, actually, you know how that all happened with Bonilla is because they were getting huge returns off the Madoff money. They were
Yeah.
getting 18%. So they said, we'll defer Bobby Bonilla's contract and pay him with the Madoff thing. Because they were getting huge returns. And obviously we know how that worked out with the whole Ponzi scheme. But there's no shot in the world that contract gets voided. Absolutely zero.
Now, obviously, I know your whole stance on this. Think it's absolutely ridiculous. Now, something that MLB is, trying to use as a position in all this, they're trying to take previous statements to MLB officials, and if they denied them, they're looking into that as one set of 50-game
Right, they want to suspend him
suspensions.
100
You know,
games.
how do you feel about that?
I think it's nonsense. I think they're pissed at both guys. They're pissed at A-Rod. They're pissed at Braun, specifically. They're really pissed at Braun. And, they're trying to throw the book at them. But I don't think they're going to be successful. I really don't see it happening. These guys, look at Braun. Braun tested positive, but he has the resources to hire these guys, and he basically got the test thrown out. This is less
you're
certain.
right,
This is less certainty than his previous test that he got thrown out. So there's no way I think that this is going to be upheld.
Like you said, they got great lawyers, and the baseball union is really strong. So I mean,
It's the strongest union in the world.
Yeah, so-
Now, did you see that? Where they kind of caught Braun a little off guard after the game last night.
I did.
Did you
No,
see that
they
interview?
interviewed him? No.
Yeah, because he had no idea what was going on during the game. And then, the PR guy finds him, right after the game, and he's like, yo, you're going to face a shitstorm when you get down in the locker room. Yeah. So, Braun, he's answering questions like nothing's wrong, and you could just see the
pissed.
lies and deceit just dripping off of his face while he's while he's standing there smiling and all that. It's pretty
The
comical.
lies and deceit
Oh,
dripping
yeah.
off
read
his
up a man's
face.
face when he's lying.
Hey, listen, this is cyberspace. Got to take it to the next level. But yeah, so I mean, you just see it. He just looks as guilty as they come, and it's going to be a huge shakeup. I think. I know you think that
I don't think it's
going to come to this.
I don't.
but-
I really don't. And here's the other thing. Why do we care so much about steroids in baseball or PEDs in baseball? Why?
Right.
This is actually, if you go back and look, this guy with the biogenesis, what's different than the guy with the deer antler spray that said
Right.
Ray Lewis was doing that the week of the Super Bowl? What's different? Explain to me what's different.
Our own
Nothing.
host tried deer antler spray. That's what's different.
He ain't no Ray Lewis.
He's not here anymore.
Did you really try deer antler
Oh
spray?
yeah.
It couldn't have been the good kind, obviously. You got that shit from China.
Him and Cervelli used it the same way.
Keyword tried.
Yeah.
Tried.
No, but the point is that no one cared. Look at Brian Cushing, right? He got suspended for the NFL. No one cared. Did they try to strip him as rookie of the year? No one cares. If you're telling me that you don't think NBA players are on HGH to recover the beatings their body takes, you're out of your mind.
Wow.
Why is it that baseball?
that's the
Why it's a witch hunt is what it is.
Well, go ahead.
Do you think it's good? Like said HGH when you're coming back from an injury, if it could get them back on the field faster, to use it in that scenario.
I think they should use it all the time. I think the Mets need to have prescriptions. I think Lucas Duda should start popping whatever needs to pop and hit 40 home runs. Sports, I want to win. Don't get caught and do whatever you need to do. That's what it comes down to. There's no moral high ground in this. That's ridiculous. All this is, you know why this all started? I'm telling you exactly why this all started. It's because no one liked Barry Bonds. That is why it started.
Right, because in '98, it was the biggest thing. McGuire and Sosa.
McGuire and Sosa were both likable characters.
Yeah.
They were the media. Remember, he went and hugged the Maris family after he beat the record.
Yeah.
Touch them all, Mark. You're the new home. Yeah, I remember Joe Buck's call.
I hate Joe Buck.
Now Barry Bonds juiced up. He grew his head. Clearly, his
head grew like 8 sizes. It was ridiculous.
But Barry Bonds is an asshole.
Sure is.
No one liked
Sure
him.
is.
Right.
No one liked him. And people saw him breaking these cherished baseball records and like, this ain't right. And that's when the whole thing started. That is if Ken Griffey Jr. would have broke those records instead of Bonds, this would never have happened. The only reason it started with the congressional hearings and such was because no one liked Barry Bonds.
Wow. Well, that was the 14Asports take on steroids. Very.
Well, that's called a performance enhancers because they're not doing steroids anymore.
Right.
A lot of it is human growth hormone and things of that nature.
Well, I agree with a lot of what you're saying, but
because I'm always right.
Well, now I don't, and my whole take is I'm all for these guys. It makes the game better. It makes players healthier. I get maybe not so much over the long haul, but improves their performance right there.
I have a heart condition at 45.
But I don't give a shit. Not my family. So
I agree.
But the thing is it creates an unlevel playing field. So if you got guys that aren't doing it, then that's where I don't agree with it. But if everybody's gonna have that pot of coffee in the clubhouse, I'm all for it.
But you take Derek Jeter over did him, right? No. How does that create an unlevel
How do you
playing
know?
field?
But how do you know?
Andy Pettit did them.
How do you know?
Who the hell would have thought Andy Pettit was?
Why would you say Derek Jeter never
If
did
you
them?
take a guy like him, right? Look at him. Look at his body, right? You
Well,
think
so
he ever
what?
did it?
Look at some of the guys that are doing it.
Francisco Cervelli.
The HGH
He's doing them wrong.
The HGH doesn't make you necessarily jacked up, and neither does some anabolic steroids. You take Winstrol, that doesn't make you jacked up. It depends what you take.
You a doctor now?
No,
you know this shit.
because I know. I would tell you. I don't care. I legitimately never did it, but I know about it.
Dr. Vern will join us again at 9:45.
Watch out, Dr.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, I was watching Dr.
And again, if you want to hear that special announcement, make sure you tune into the Coles News Network later on in the evening. Let's switch gears for a minute. Take it to the NBA.
Hold on, just real quick. You can't judge off body types if someone did performance-enhancing drugs. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. We couldn't have said that.
That's actually, I'm going to say a lot more than that, but that's what I'm going to say for right there.
Fantastic. All right. So Miami Heat, they knocked the Indiana Pacers out of the Indiana playoffs on Monday night.
Indiana playoffs?
Indiana Pacers in the playoffs.
All right.
Final score of that one, 99-76. Wasn't really that close of a game in the second half.
Actually, the second quarter is when they blew it open.
Yeah.
Didn't the Pacers lead after the first quarter?
Yeah, it was like a 2-point lead after the first quarter, and then Miami outscores them 33-16 in the second quarter to go up.
I ain't got time for you. Done.
Hell, no. The Heat were 7-point favorites in this game. I saw that one coming from a mile away where Miami was going to blow them out like that. Right. I think 7 points is too high, and everybody probably saw that and was like, Indiana.
Did you see Floyd Mayweather bet like $6 million on it?
Yeah,
he bet the Heat -7, like $6 million.
He's my idol, just rolling up with like a forklift full of funds to the.
You're doing a great job of being exactly like
Minus the funds.
You need some more deer antlers, bro.
I didn't like it. It wasn't the right company. I got Cervelli's batch on accident. So in this game, Miami finally out rebounds Indiana in the game 43-36. That goes to show you something too. They only out rebound them by 7, and Indiana's just crushing people on the boards.
You know what?
The difference is at the line, though. Look at the
absolutely. Yeah, 33 for 38 from the free throw.
You know what? A lot of those stats are skewed. A lot of those stats are skewed. The game was over, so the fourth quarter was irrelevant. And actually, Barkley said this pregame. It was all about the Indiana turnovers. He was like, they can't have more than 16.
That's terrible.
They sure did.
But they had 15 in the first half, so they turned the ball over too much is what it came down
He might be on the show next week.
Barkley?
I don't know who it is.
He might be the surprise guest.
He is not.
Chris Humphries, maybe.
Close. They just finalized their divorce.
You mean
Chris Humphries and the big bitch. What's her name?
The big bitch.
Yeah, that hoe.
We gonna get in trouble.
Oh baby.
It's cyberspace.
Take her on a safari.
Sometimes I think the hour that we're in here before we do the show that should be filmed and recorded, and that should be on. We need that, A lot of the people don't get the great inside jokes that we have. But back to the game real quick. LeBron has 32.
Sometimes I don't get your inside joke.
Yeah, we're still on the outside.
You're a one-man show with those jokes. Walsh, he's joking to himself in his own head. This is a great inside show.
Fooling myself sometimes. Yeah, so, LeBron has, the great game, 32 points. LeBron's averaging 34 points a game in his career for Game 7s. And, they're saying he's not clutch. I don't know where that's coming from.
Well, he had those Cavs teams that came up short, but they were horrible. The supporting cast was brutal.
Well, you're not a big Harrison Varejao fan?
You are, I know.
I like, who's the dude from St. Joe's? That banged his mom.
Oh, Delonte.
I like him.
That's the only clue you need. That's Delonte.
Right. No, but, Dwayne Wade finally, he only had 20 points, but they made it seem like, he had the best game ever.
Yeah,
he had 20 points, Right. But that's all LeBron needed. He's one of a kind.
Yeah, so, Wade has that big game. He took an absolute beating in this series.
His knee is shot, man.
Yeah.
He needs some deer in the spray.
Yeah.
Is Daniel Stern not the happiest man in America, though, that the Heat made it to the finals?
Who's Daniel Stern?
David Stern.
Oh, okay.
That Jew.
I'm sure Daniel
rather
Stern's
see, obviously, the Heat there, but the Pacers and the Spurs as the finals, that would have been pretty
that
rough
would have been brutal.
ratings.
Yeah,
And,
two
hard to market.
terrible cities.
Something that's interesting?
don't watch
you know
us.
that the Charlotte Bobcats had better attendance numbers than the Pacers did this year?
Really?
Yeah, for some reason, Indiana just did not. The Hoosier State did not support their team.
They're supposed to be known as a big basketball state.
And that's a really good team too. The Pacers,
I thought they usually come out and support their team there.
I'm surprised at that.
Hey, the stats don't lie. The stats do not lie. But yeah, Indiana has nothing to be ashamed of in this series. Roy Hibbert, I think, in this series, he labeled himself a true star. He had absolutely great numbers in this, especially in the Miami series, 22 points a game, 10 rebounds.
You know what,
just
though?
took it to Miami all series.
He had a great series, no doubt, but he's got to do it over the course of a season. He really does before we start throwing that Snuffleupagus the star label.
Snuffleupagus the star.
If you don't think he looks like Snuffleupagus, that's crazy talk.
All right. Fair enough. Whatever. Yeah, so,
didn't know where to transition.
We're in trouble. I had nothing. All right, so a little bit later on in the show, we'll give you guys a little NBA Finals preview. A lot of expert analysis here at the table, and then, we'll give you some of our predictions and whatnot.
You got other people coming in, experts?
No, it's us. We're the experts.
All right, you say so.
It was on the cue card. I don't know. All right, let's get to our first video right now. This one's from our boy Strange Company out of Tennessee. If you want to follow them on Twitter, it's Strange_Company. This one's called Dance.
Who are we coming back with?
Oh, we are coming back with Tara Flint, the star of the Adelphi.
T, what's your Twitter?
TEE Flynn 5. That's the Twitter handle for T Flynn. All right, we're going to get this video from Strange Company. We'll be back with T Flynn 5 on Twitter. 14Asports, 15 minutes fan radio. We'll be right back.
Let's go.
A little bit about NBA Finals preview. Obviously we got the Miami Heat against the San Antonio Spurs. It's pretty interesting because, you remember earlier in the season when San Antonio took the trip to Miami, they decided to leave Parker, Duncan, Ginobili, and Danny Green at home. Actually, and then, Miami had to take the trip to San Antonio a couple months later. They didn't even send LeBron or D. Wade on that trip. Pretty interesting that this is the finals matchup now, though.
Yeah, I mean, once Westbrook went down, definitely the two best teams. Definitely the two best teams. It's going to be a good matchup. Parker versus LeBron. Tony Parker, when the Miami Heat want to play, they play defense. They did in Game 7. They trap the ball. The Pacers are throwing the ball all around. But Parker's going to split that double, right? That's what he does.
Right.
Going to be very interesting to see. You think they're going to match LeBron up with Parker when crunch time comes around?
Yeah. I see no other option there because, all right, Manu Ginobili, you could put, I guess, D. Wade on him. But, I don't see Mario Chalmers sticking with Tony Parker or Cole, for that matter, or anybody really sticking with Parker. Parker's the guy that makes the San Antonio engine run.
Oh, for sure.
So, down low, they're just going to be outmatched regardless of who's down there. San Antonio's got a great big system running down there.
Splitter and Duncan, yeah.
Right.
Tiago.
I love San Antonio. You know, Popovich always gets the most out of his teams and just really well coached. And they got to be ready. They got a big rest. What are they, like 10 days rest?
See, I think that works against them.
They're an older team. I think.
I don't think so. I disagree.
Well, I think at least for game one, I really do. Basketball's a rhythm game, and you know you don't play for 10 days. I think that's definitely going to hurt them for game one, no doubt.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I see that, though. You know, we've seen it all throughout the playoffs where, you know, teams would go 7, you know, they win that game 7, they come out hot that next game.
Yeah.
And then, they're vulnerable to,
a letdown.
Listen,
game.
yeah, you go against a really intelligent team like Indiana, okay? They're the top defense in the regular season this whole year. They played very well against Miami, well enough to beat any other team if they're not playing Miami in that situation. Now, you're playing an equally, if not better or more intelligent team in San Antonio. I think that pace is tough to keep 2 series in a row, and especially going 7 with Indiana.
So you like who?
I love San Antonio in this. I know that Miami has the home court here, but San Antonio has shown all throughout that they can play on the road, you know, and historically, you know, they've
been in this situation before.
Right.
Yeah. I think the layoff is going to hurt them. The 10 days, I think that's going to kill them in game one. I think like a 5-6 day rest would have helped them tremendously. I think 10's too long. I think they're going to lose game one. I'm looking for a Miami victory. Miami takes it down at 6.
It's 6. What do you got, Richie?
I like the Spurs in 7. It's like you were saying, Walsh. You're getting in San Antonio what you just played in Indiana. You're getting the more seasoned version of it. You know, they've been down this road before, and I think they're going to take it in 7. I see it going the distance.
Here's what I see. In the crunch time, in the big games, LeBron, just like he did Derrick Rose 2 years ago, LeBron locks up Tony Parker, and just as you said, Walsh, Tony Parker absolutely is the engine that makes the Spurs run. LeBron shuts him down, and I think the Spurs are in trouble when that happens.
Good. Go ahead.
The Spurs have beaten LeBron before in the finals. We've been
Different team. Oh, different
Right,
team.
yeah.
Different team. Different team.
And much earlier. I mean, I was still in the Navy at that point. Shit. Woo. But
That was a long time.
That's where the tap behind.
That
was pre-dishonorable.
it was administrative. But the thing is, all right, fine. You can stick LeBron on Parker, but Ginobili, you know, time and time again, this guy just hits clutch shot after clutch shot.
Shots, absolutely.
The matchup in that series to watch is going to be Ginobili against Wade. Now, I see, you know, and this is where the long rest for San Antonio helps out guys like Ginobili, Timmy Duncan, stuff like that. Duncan was able to get his new divorce probably out of the way, and that, you know, at least the formalities of it out of the way. At least I know he's going to take care of it after the season.
Really
but
keep an eye on the upcoming Bachelors.
But no, I mean, look, you know, San Antonio's been here before. Miami, yes,
Miami. They won it last year.
But that's what I'm saying. You know, they're not going to be intimidated by Miami whatsoever.
I don't think either team. You're right. I don't think there's an intimidation factor at all.
I love Popovich against
I think Spoelstra's a good coach. You don't think he's a good coach?
I think he's a good coach. I think Popovich is the best coach going right now.
I agree. But you know what? You can't. You know, you can't replicate LeBron. He's by far and away, he's the best player in the world.
Right.
When you have the best player, you're in pretty good shape, especially in a game like basketball, where he can control so much of the action. I think LeBron right now is just playing at a different level than everyone else. I think Parker, you know, tremendous. You know, they have Splitter and Duncan. You know, Kawhi Leonard at the 3, but you know, the Heat got pounded on the boards by the Pacers, right? With those bigs, and those bigs on Indiana are much more physical than the bigs on San Antonio. And so I think they're going to be able to come that. You know, Bosh can't play as bad, right? He can't be as bad as he was. You got to expect a little more from him. I like, you know what? I like the LeBrons, the Miami LeBrons, to take it at 6. That's what it comes down to.
Well, that's basically what it's going to be this series is LeBron against the San Antonio Spurs because, all right, let's look at last series. All right, you know the bench for Miami, they're old, they're deteriorating. You know the supporting cast for San Antonio is much better because you can
deteriorating. But how? I mean, if Ray Allen gets hot, Ray Allen makes a couple threes. You know, he's still shooting the ball. You know what I mean?
And
that could absolutely happen.
To ping pong your line right back at you.
You ping ponging me?
Ping pong. I wanted to be a ping pong champion.
Forrest Gump,
Mr. Deeds.
Oh.
But no, I mean, look, you can match up
What's that song that they sing on Mr. Deeds on the plane?
Oh,
I was just trying to think of it. And I couldn't think of it.
Oh shit!
Danger to ground control.
Oh,
yeah.
this is
Nice.
Major Tom
Yeah.
to the ground.
So, all right, both teams have a big
Stop
three.
showing off your talents, you.
Both teams have a big three here, and for Miami, their big three, 2/3 of that is basically just dwindling away. I know Bosch will bounce back. I know it can't get much worse than it did for him, but Dwayne Wade, he said it himself. He's not going to be the player that he was in Game 7 against Indiana for the rest of the series. He's just not.
I agree, but out of the big three, LeBron is far superior to anything that's a spread. You know what? It looks like it's gonna be a good series.
It's gonna be a
It
great
does.
series.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an absolutely great series. All right, so let's run over the predictions again. I got the Spurs in 6. Molly likes the Heat in 6, and Richie likes the Spurs in 7. So I don't know, some sort of competition maybe.
All right, I got a 30 to your 2 30s.
All right, Richie's not much of a drinker, but I don't know.
Even better. I'll drink his 30. My
Fair enough.
2 30s.
Fair enough. All right, and it has been spoken. The competition. All right, so to close off the show tonight, we're gonna have a nice little new segment that we got going on right now. It's called "What Chaps My Ass." In my best
toilet paper.
in my best Gilbert Godfrey impression.
I try to give a whip in there. Do you hear that?
I like your sound effects. Yeah.
Very, very S&M. Hard whip.
Well,
What's your safe?
Masks,
what's your
whips.
safe word?
Hey now.
holes.
Money on the bed. Money on the bed. All right, so who's going first tonight with
I'll take
"What Chaps My Ass"?
That's much better.
The Gilbert Godfrey.
I like that one was better.
All right.
I'll take it first.
How long did you practice that?
I just started right now. I swear,
saw it.
this wasn't one of those
No, I agree.
show in the shower type deals.
That's what you do in the shower?
Remember, I told you when I
Don't
first
put images in
when,
my
when I
head.
first got the 14Asports radio show, it came to me in the shower.
No, it was extravaganza.
90%
90% of guys sing in the shower. You know what the other 10 do? I do both.
I too am in there.
Oh, all right. No, all right. So here's what chaps my ass this week in sports. New York Football Giants. Jason Pierre-Paul.
This shit chapter.
He's having surgery now? He's having back surgery now? Are you kidding me? The linchpin, the best player on our defense, who had a subpar year last year, and honestly, I'm kind of glad there was an injury involved that, he's not deteriorating, but a back injury is a very scary thing. And I understand the last thing you want to do is have a surgery on a back, but how do you wait till now to have the surgery? That, to me, that's crazy. That's crazy. And just the whole Giants as a whole, you got Cruz holding out, or I understand it's OTAs, they're voluntary, but they're basically mandatory voluntary in the NFL these days. You got Cruz holding out, wants a contract. You got Knicks, who may want a contract, may have some personal issues. He's not there. You got my boy, the Rhinoceros. He sprained his ACL, MCL, or tore. He's going to be out. And now we got a best defensive player. He's having back surgery? Are you... That chaps my ass, Walsh. That chaps his ass. Why did he not have that surgery in February or March
Right after
or
the season,
April?
I
But
think
he
he's on, yeah.
obviously
What are we waiting for June to have the
he
surgery?
didn't know. He didn't know.
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
bad.
come
They hired some Mets doctors over there.
JPP, you chapping Molly's ass.
I'd rather have JVP chap my ass than Copeland tap.
Still no tapping. Still no tapping.
Oh, you were tapping, pal. You admitted it.
Oh.
Hand on the shoulder. Hand on the shoulder.
It's one of those inside jokes, Rich.
Yeah.
All right, no, but so that's my inaugural chap of the ass.
All right.
JPP having back surgery this late in this. He might not start game 1.
Right, I said the same thing when I was like, "What the fuck? Where did that come from?" And why wasn't it done right? Right after the season.
I get the last thing you want to do is have back surgery because I know people that have back surgeries and it's not somewhere you want to go. But like you said, you have professional doctors. Can't we figure this out before 12 weeks out? That's crazy.
Well,
Crazy.
Doctors
Very
do
crazy.
fuck up.
You got to be worried about your team right now. With the receiver situation and now this and
I tell you, don't bother me.
Anything singularly, like Cruz holding out by itself, all right, we'll deal with that. Nick's not there, all right. Hinoceros, who has the best end zone dance of all time.
Yeah.
Can we agree with that? Him tearing his ACL, MCL, all right, we're gonna. But JPP now, everything. It's all conglomerating.
It's snowballing on you.
I don't like it. I don't like where we're headed.
all right, Richie, what chapped your ass?
I can't do it like that. But
Whoosh. You're getting better and better. Nice.
we'll stay with the NFL here and say Jerry Jones making football decisions. He's not a football mind in Dallas. It's just got to stop. We got to get somebody in there who understands the game, understands what has to be done. Because right now he took play calling duties away from his head coach, Jason Garrett.
And why did he hire him?
Right, exactly. Years ago when Wade Phillips was there, he paid Jason Garrett a ridiculous amount of money, made him the highest paid offensive coordinator to stay there, not go coach Baltimore, I think it was, and call the plays. Now you hire him as your head coach, and you're taking away his play calling ability to give it to Bill Callahan.
Actually, you know what I like too is apparently Jerry Jones told Callahan and didn't tell Jason Garrett. He went out to the press conference. And they were like, why is Callahan calling the plays? He's like, what?
That's right. I seen Garrett give like an evil ginger stare or something.
I know that evil ginger stare. You don't want that evil ginger stare.
He was about to kidnap somebody.
For years now, Jerry Jones just sit there, write the checks, bring somebody in that could run the day-to-day football because it's just getting bad there.
You've needed that since Stevie Johnson left.
Absolutely, and.
It doesn't look like it's going to happen until he dies,
No,
absolutely, because he's like Al Davis now.
Even when he dies, though, the kid's going to
The kid, and he's just as bad, yeah.
Do you want to come aboard the pirate ship that we have in our stadium?
No, that's it, right.
No?
That sinking ship?
Oh, that lovely ship. It's a good one. It blasts cannons, too. It's real.
No, but really.
I'm sure if they took it out of the stadium, it could float and go down the Gulf of Mexico, too. It's a damn good ship, made of wood.
Yeah, your team's really good.
So that's all the chaps your ass.
That's what chaps me ass.
Chaps your ass.
Which chap?
You know what chaps my ass?
What chaps that is?
I'm going to get real controversial here. Controversial. Really chaps my ass is this whole thing with Roy Hibbert this week about how he talks. He made the comment with the no homo type deal. Okay, I have a problem with this. I have no problem with the gay people.
You don't like them making fun of you and your people?
No. Wrong direction. Wrong direction. Now look, all right, gays in this country, what's the one thing that they all fight for?
Free condoms.
Rights and equality. Rights and equality. That's what they fight for, okay? Everybody in their day-to-day life makes jokes, okay? They take the little jab or whatever. They take that little extra step. It's all in comedy and fun. Now, when Roy Hibbert did his no homo comment after Game 6, he wasn't doing it maliciously. If anything, he's steering away from it, saying no homo. It's something in our pop culture right now where everybody's saying it. It's something that happens. So for people to get all up in arms about this, it's very unnecessary, and it's that same community just trying to make themselves heard again.
I don't think it. I understand what you're saying. It's basically common parlance, common vernacular,
right?
Which means the local.
You're really
I read the dictionary. I know.
Yeah. Well, whatever. I went to college, I guess. I don't know.
I got a degree.
I kind of remember some of it.
We all went to college. I mean, I wasn't there very long.
You just stay.
I went to your college more than I went to mine.
No, I understand. But in this day and age, we're in such a PC, politically correct culture.
Right.
He's got to be smarter than that because that's what's happening.
Right.
We're leading down that line, and I agree. Like, I love make fun of anybody. Make fun of don't get offended. It's not a big deal. Yeah. I agree with what you're saying, but in this culture, in this day and age, it's not. Whoever it is that is deemed it unacceptable. And it is. And I disagree in the sense that he should have been reprimanded for that because, everything else is
75 grand. You got guys flopping, faking it out there, and they're getting fined $5,000 again.
Oh, that's
okay.
That's a straw man.
But what I'm saying, this is my stance again. So listen, I'm not going to come down to the East Village or whatever the hell's going on. Greenwich Village, that's right, Christopher Street, whatever. But listen, I'm not coming down there. I'm not slinging jokes at everybody, okay? It's just people have to be a little more, sensible with this. I mean, Hibbert obviously is a great guy. Like he does the charity work. He's out there. He's a hard worker. He's a part of that Indiana Pacer system. This is the wrong guy to go after, to do this.
Then don't say it. That's what it comes down to. Listen, I don't think you're. Is that offensive? I certainly didn't think so.
No.
Well, let me ask you this. All right, we'll throw the ball.
In my court?
Yeah, we'll throw the ball on the offense. Did you see what the president of Ohio State said?
Yes.
About Catholics?
Yeah.
He said, the fathers are holy on Sunday, but when you deal with them during a week, they're anything but. Or something to that effect.
Right.
Basically, he called the Catholics basically robbers. And then he made fun of the SEC. You know what? If he didn't make fun of the SEC, long story short, he basically got booted.
Right.
So, that's the direction we're headed. Do I like it? Absolutely not. I'm very offensive, unfortunately, as are we. And because I don't get offended by anything, but people are, and that's the direction we're headed. But that's why we're in cyberspace.
Oh yeah. No, I really hope that I doubt this is.
He's got to know better. You're right. He's
agree,
got to
Rich.
know better, and
Rich, I'm with
you
you.
got to watch what you say. And because it's not the first time it's happened to somebody, so you gotta know what you can and cannot say.
Okay.
Especially, you're after a NBA conference final game with a huge
Coming off the
audience.
biggest series of your career,
Right. Or going into the biggest game of your career. That was going.
He's coming off his biggest numbers, so he's at he's at his peak right now. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and unfortunately, that this whole no homo thing is the story. It's not Hibbert playing well. But
I understand what you're saying. I think just and that's just an example of a greater culture. Like not specifically that. I think we've gotten entirely too sensitive in this country.
Exactly.
100%. I completely agree with you. However, that's the way the country is.
I'm looking to make a change, damn it.
Well, we're doing it every day. Every Wednesday, we're doing our damnedest.
Wait till next week.
But that's the way. But honestly, that's the way the country is. And people take offense. And you know what? As Rich just said, he should know better than that. Really, he should know better.
The thing is, I know that we're not out there in the public eye. I mean, we're out there on the internet and stuff like that. But I hope that people can see this and kind of apply it to their everyday life. For those people who are sensitive and stuff like that, just just think about it. Try to be a little more loose up here instead of being tight-minded. Just don't a lot of these people don't need to take things like this that seriously.
Well, I think the key thing that you said was Hibbert, and I completely agree with you. He didn't mean it maliciously.
No,
he didn't. He didn't mean to offend.
And he's not
anybody.
a bad guy at all. Like he's like the model outstanding citizen that the NBA should be.
You know what?
Promoting.
Honestly, just like the Ohio State president. They were trying to be funny, and it just didn't come off funny.
Right.
And so
maybe Captain Bayonne could write this wrong.
He should. And he's going to hold the flag and lead us into the new frontier.
Is the $75K a tax write-off?
I don't know.
If it isn't, then who cares?
Where are they going to write it off?
I don't know. Write it off.
All right. So
anything.
That was our first edition of What Chaps My Yes! It was beautiful. I loved it. We're definitely coming back with it. We should do like 3 every episode.
We should mind. You want to lead with it?
Coles,
you want to get your ass trapped?
No homo. No.
No, that was not. That wasn't
Nothing homo about that one.
You missed.
That was completely hetero.
Exactly. Whatever. All right, we're getting out of here for the night. We want to thank all our guests for the evening. Tara Flynn was here from Adelphi University.
Tara's a good guest, huh?
Yeah, very very good interview that we had there. I think a lot of the guests that we're bringing in here, they're able to vibe with us on a good level. We're not your standard ESPN type or
we're much
anything
better.
like that. Absolutely,
I think so.
Absolutely. We can talk about Roy Hibbert's foul ups in a sophisticated manner. Beautiful stuff.
That's what you're sophisticated?
Now, we're also putting an APB out there for Joey Stevenson. No call, no nothing tonight. We're wondering if he's on We're wondering if he's on a bed of cash right now, or in a Burger King bathroom with the TV. We don't know where this guy is, but if you've seen him, tell him to call his cousin.
We'll see. Maybe next week.
He's looking for him. All right. HD, always producing the best show in cyberspace.
HD's the man.
Always doing a great job. Cole's with the News Network.
Cole's
doing a great job. Rose has season tickets to the 14Asports radio show. She's always here.
Hey, she got a gift today.
She did. Oh, where's the T-shirts? We got one. Also, if you want one of these T-shirts, log on to, I don't know, cyberspace somewhere. Just get in touch with one of us. We'll get you one of them. These hotcakes are selling like crazy right now.
Like hotcakes.
Definitely want to grab one of these guys. Any words before we get out of here for the evening?
Have fun tonight. Tara, thanks for coming on. We'll have the YouTubes out very shortly. And we'll see you next Wednesday, man.
Hey, tell everybody, next Wednesday we got that Captain Bayonne thing going on. He's the biggest thing going around here right
Absolutely.
now.
Which says a lot about a lot.
Yeah, it does, but
no heterosexual.
Coles might get a husband out of this deal.
I remember the first day that we were here, Cole said, I never forget, she said, I'm going to meet my husband, my future husband on this show.
Well, we have the masked man coming, baby.
We do. All right, guys, next week, Captain Bayonne's on the show for me, Mullen.
Wait. One last thing. So
I'll never get a good sign on.
Oh, this is great. No, so my man, Uncle Ra, was coming out of Quick Check or somewhere in the area, and he gave a girl a shirt. And he was like, this is 15 MOFE. And they're like, on 14Asports on that.
So mystery lady, who are you?
We in the hood, baby. They love us.
If you see this, mystery lady, let us know who you are.
Yeah, I heard she's a pretty little number wearing one of these shirts now.
Yeah. Better have that app on your cell phone.
I see you again. You better have the motherfucking shirt on.
Better be listening to 15 Minutes of Fame on your cell phone. All right. So, from the whole 14A team, HD,
when you take it as shit,
and the hotel, we're getting out of here. We'll see you guys next Wednesday. 14Asports, 15 Minutes of Fame Radio. See you next week. Peace.
Let's go!